Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Subrata Sarkar. I'm a mechanical engineer working in manufacturing industry more than 22 years. Today I'll be discussing a special welding process, that is electron beam welding or EB welding. Now, what is welding actually? Welding is basically joining two or more metal parts together with the application of heat and pressure both, or addition of another metal called filler metal. So this is basically welding, and welding can be categorized in 5 types. One is called gas welding, is mostly used for the sheet metal industry. Another type of welding is electric resistance welding, that is also used for sheet metal industry, massively used in automobile industry for making car bodies, etc. And the third is the arc welding, like MIG welding, TIG welding, plasma welding, submerged arc welding, which is used in all fabrication industry like shipbuilding industry, heavy fabrication, construction industry. Fourth category is some new welding technology, that is electron beam welding and laser welding. Today I'll be discussing in detail on electron beam welding. The fifth category is a solid state welding, is a special area of welding, that is a friction welding, ultrasonic welding, diffusion welding, or explosive welding. There are 4 special solid state welding. Now, before getting to the topic, I'd like to share that welding is one of my favorite subjects in mechanical engineering, and I'm always very much interested to learn about the different welding processes and welding technology. Other than my mechanical engineering graduation, I also done BTech Section A only on welding technology from Jadavpur University through IIW. I'm also a qualified international welding engineer done from IIW. And one of my previous company was working in 2005-06 in Germany. Name of the company was Weizenmann GmbH. That basically leading manufacturer of metallic bellows expansion joints in a very huge range, very and very different other mechanical high-end use products. So I learned a lot of welding technology from Weizenmann Germany, like friction welding, laser welding, microplasma welding, ultrasonic welding, submerged welding. I've learned from there, and today I'll share some of those experience. And those who are a regular viewer of my YouTube channel, you must have seen my one of the video that is underwater welding. This is also very interesting area of welding, how welding can be done inside the water under sea. So if you have not gone through, you can go through this video. You will surely enjoy those who are interested in welding. Now today we'll be discussing in detail about electron beam welding, how it is actually happen. What is the concept of electron beam welding? What are the components in electron beam welding? In electron beam welding, total components or things can be divided into 2 parts. One is the beam generation parts, and the bottom, you can say, other part is the vacuum chamber. And in beam generation parts, one of the operating area is called the optical beaming system, from where the operators see the lenses and do adjustment and all these things. And in the power generation system, there is a high voltage cables comes, you can see physically actually, and there is a cathode system, anode system is there, and there is a tungsten electrode set there. Tungsten electrode excited, and the electron is ionized from there, and there is a magnetic lens is there, there is a deflection coil is there. This magnetic lens and deflection coil constrict the high energy beam, and then it hit into the workpiece in the right places, and with a massive amount of heat, and it can do the welding, and it can do a very much thicker welding in a single pass. Say 300 millimeter of the metal plate can be done in a single run of welding, and width of the welding maybe this much only whirlpool width. So it is a very, very special and highly a very costly welding process. There is a electron beam welding. So here you can there's a there's a machine. Actually, this electron beam welding machine can be of horizontal type, can be of vertical type. You can see here in this picture, this is a horizontal types of machine. So in machines, one side There is a power generation or beam generation system, and another side where the workplace is placed. This is called the vacuum chamber. This is a high capacity vacuum pump is actually kept there. So putting the job, then the chamber is totally vacuum depending on the types of the welding, because EBM has also got subdivided into three parts depending on the what is the intensity of the vacuum. Actually it matters a lot actually, and the selection process for the electron beam welding. And here you can see this picture, this is a vertical types of welding. Here beam comes from the tops and the job is in the bottom. So this machine are like vertical types and horizontal types of the electron beam welding. And this is, as I said, in the power generation system, that is optical viewing system, by which here the operator operate the beam actually, how to make the beam, how energetic the beam, how constricted the beam. That is the total operating system the outside of the machine, because it is a very powerful beam generation. So to safeguard, there is a totally restricted zone actually, rather you can say. And this is the detail of the beam head actually, rather you can say beam is electron beam is come out from this area. Actually it is now open position, so it will be closed down, and then beam will give the energy towards on the workpiece, heat strike the workpiece, and workpiece will be welded automatically actually at the time. Now the degree of, depending on the degree of vacuum, there are three types of electron beam welding. One is called high vacuum electron beam welding, where the vacuum range is 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 torr, and the medium vacuum range, where the vacuum pressure is 2 into 10 to the power minus 1 torr, and the non-vacuum or the normal states of electron beam welding, where pressure is 760 torr actually. So this is a normal actually. So these are the, depending on the intensity of the vacuum, these are things are there. Now if we show you two joints actually, here you can see for making the same thickness of the material welding, say 20 millimeter plates needs to be welded. So if you do by MIG or some other process, so there will be huge edge preparation, you have to fill the metal, a lot of things. And if you do the electron beam welding, that is a very thin, maybe 2 millimeter or 3 millimeter weld pool can do the complete joining, and it is a much more joint efficiency is much more than conventional MIG welding and etc. Even electron beam can welding can run a maximum possible 500 millimeter single thickness plate can run by a single run from one side only. So this is a very special, highly very costly process actually. Setup cost is huge for electron beam welding. Now there are some advantages of electron beam welding, though it is a very costly process. Beam can be projected over a distance in a vacuum in a rapid travel speed. It's a very huge travel speed, and it can be very faster actually, like productivity or time if consider, like conventional welding, if you need to do welding say maybe in 20 hours, by EBM you can do in maybe by less than 2 hours. This similar metal can be welded, and is the thermal conductivity of the material doesn't matter actually, if the less or more it doesn't matter, but it can do welding very successfully. So if you find this presentation is interesting and informative, you can share this presentation with your friends. And if you have not yet subscribed my YouTube channel, you can subscribe my YouTube channel so that you can get the notification for my upcoming presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and time.